All right, guys. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee and Craps with old Johnny here from Pro Craps on Casino Gaming TV. Welcome, welcome, welcome. New week, new series of fun. We got all sort of things happening here. So one thing we did was start a new daily paycheck. We did Waylon's Mine this morning for the first time. Sorry for the glare there. Did the mine strategy, won easily this morning. I've had really good success with the basic mine. I know Waylon put a new version of it out that's got some extra twists to it. I found that to be more volatile, and I've had bigger swings with it. But I'll tell you what, the basic mine strategy, it just, over time, that thing just kind of plows through and makes money. It's like a combine, if you will, of scrap strat. Just kind of plows through the thing and seems to make money. So yeah, I'm having fun with that. Hope you all had a good weekend. I certainly did. I tend to not do a whole lot of craps over the weekend unless I go to the casino and play, but I tend to not watch a lot, not hang out a lot, and just kind of, I need like a couple days to kind of reset my mind a little bit. Although yesterday I did play, I did film with Big AZ, one of his challenges. So I did that yesterday. So that's one thing I did, but really I always have to Monday come back and kind of like resync myself with what's happening in the community. So anyway, let's jump in here and do some work. And let's talk about, first of all, the daily paycheck, which went well. So far, the Waylon's Mine strategy is 1-0. We made 515 and 14 rolls. Like anything, I'm not judging the strategy on that, right? That was a good day today. We came out of the gate. I had a quick 7. Now here's the story. I had a quick 7. I think I had one roll and then a 7. So we lost. Actually, I had no wins. The first roll we rolled like a 6 or something. Bumped the bets up. We had $800 out there. Boom, 7. Lost $800 in the first 2 rolls. It was down 800. Then we marched right to level 5. I hit on level 3 and on level 5. Boom, right? Made back the $800 plus our profit. Like that damn thing just kicks it. If you hit them as you're marching up the ladder, the secret to that strategy is not just getting to level 5. It's getting a hit as you walk up to level 5 and then have that level 5 hit. If you can get the level 5 hit, you're almost always going to be okay. It just seems to work. If you get that rhythm right, man, that thing is it's a quarter horse. It really is. I love it. Let's see how it works over the week, though. This might be one of the ones that gets into the hopper for the month-long challenge. What I'm going to do is take the top maybe 5 to 10 of those things, all the ones that made consistent profit that I felt like we weren't sweating on, and we're going to run them each for a month. So really put them to the test. Really put these things, can I win 30 days in a row or close to it, right? And let's see how we do. So that's coming up. Probably by summertime we'll get to that point. I got a few more things to run, but so far so good. That one worked well. And you know the reason why I'm doing this, and I think we got to talk through this here, right? I'm doing this as a 10% win goal challenge, right? It's $5,000 to win $500. 10%. 10% seems easy. You know, our friend Chris from Dice DJ went and tried it. He made it, but it ain't easy. He didn't make enough money though, right? Here's the thing, it's 10%, right? And the challenge I put out there for you is this, right? You got to be at a 95% win goal or win rate to make it work. You got to be disciplined to get in and get out with your 10%. I have found that if you don't win quick, you're going to have a rough time. If you start out ugly and upside down, it's going to be rough. Today we started out ugly and upside down, but we made it back quick, right? I think it's all about bankroll management. It's all about strategy. You got to have a great strategy, great bankroll management, and you got to get through this thing. Now, Chris from Dice DJ has taken up the challenge. He did it. He went 30 days in a row to the casino. He ended up $100 up. So he won in 30 days. He won 10%, total 10% of his bankroll. You should be winning 10% every day, right? So over 30 days, that should be 300%, not 10%. So he's way short of goal. He did it discipline-wise. He did the challenge, but getting whacked a couple times, it'll cost you, and you can't recover from that unless you have huge wins. So there's this whole idea of like, I'll win 10% every day, but the one day that I lose 50 or 60 or 80%, that sucks up 10 of your previous wins, right? So there's this magical formula of like, win your 10% and then take your excess and turn the excess into extra winnings. Maybe that's a case to play the ATS to get some extra cash in there, but you got to find a way to recover the losses. When you're doing a 10% a day thing, you can't survive that way unless you're somehow recovering the losses, the 5% of the times you lose, even if you lose one day a month, going 30 straight days, you lose one day, that loss will eat up probably 16 or 17 days of profit. You really got to bust it to make that work. It's very, very, very difficult. That's why I put the challenge out there. Anybody, and I know Ken from Ken Knows Gambling is doing a similar series of like, you want to be a pro. It's freaking hard to do this. That's why nobody does it. Like people do it, but like teeny tiny percent of people do it. Most people can't pull it off. It's too much of a challenge. And that's why I put this out there to you to see, for you to see just how hard this actually is to do. So, all right. Moving ahead, let's talk about what's happening in the world. Craps Chat's back. Craps Chat's back on Sunday. I think Sunday's the 15th, right? Did I get that right? I think Sunday's the 15th. Let me check my calendar here. Let's see. Sorry for being an idiot. Yeah, Sunday's the 15th. It'll be at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific time. Jeff, Dylan, and the gang are back. You know it's my favorite show. It's my favorite show until Tales from the Dark Side starts coming out. Then that'll be my new favorite show. I'm kidding, of course. I love Craps Chats. It's the highlight of my month whenever that show comes up. Also, hoping, cross your fingers, that schedules work out today. I'm going to be recording a new Fireside Craps today, probably to be released as a what do you call it? As a premiere that we can watch together tomorrow night. And then I'll get on another rhythm. We'll do one with the week after Craps Chat. So I'm going to try and get on the every other week thing. Just getting guests scheduled is pretty hard to do. So that's coming for sure. And in case you missed it, I know Friday was a tough one because we had Big AZ live. We had Ed Robinson with an amazing live. We're all eating in, right? So I think one thing that Jeff is doing at Mid-Atlantic is he's put together a Google Calendar to help us figure out schedules and where things are, who's going live when. It's getting to the point now of, I hate to say it, but it's to the point of absurdity. It's good that everybody's doing lives, but you can't tell who's live when. It's just hard to know. So Jeff's got a calendar coming up. I was in the middle of actually doing something else that I was actually making like a TV schedule type of app that'll help us figure this out too. So I think I'll do some of this and figure that piece out to know who's going live when. As part of CGTV, like the website. So the website, you can just go there and see the schedule. That's kind of what I was hoping for. And then subscribe for the updates like he's got with the calendar. So I think some combination of those two things will work out. It's good. It's a good problem to have. It's good to have too many lives and not know where to be. But if you missed it, Leon from Great Craps dethroned the king on Friday. So now we have a new champion, Great Craps, Leon, and he's going to be taking on new challenger. Sith Lord Espy is the new challenger. So that's going to be this Friday night. We were talking about actually doing that on Thursdays instead of Fridays, maybe moving it back. I like the name Friday Night Fights, but Fridays are hard to get our heads wrapped around. It's a lot going on Fridays, and it seems like it's tough. So we'll figure it out. Jen says, yeah, dynamic calendar will be awesome. I think the idea of a Google Calendar is good because you can subscribe to the calendar and get it on your phone when the updates are. But I'd like to have more of a TV listings view to it so we can get a sense of who's doing what. And you got to think ahead, right? We're going to have roulette and other games on this channel for sure. And lives are sometimes Play With Me live. Sometimes it's a show like this. And I think the live schedule should show you you can have a live play with Jeff and also a chat with John at the same time. You might not be in the audience for one of those, but want to see the other. So that's okay to have two things at the same time. Just, I wouldn't say have like Texas Crap Shooters and Jeff throwing crapsies live at the same time is hard because then who do you play with, right? So we got to figure that piece of it out. There's a lot to this, right? And the good news is that we're huge, right? The community here is growing. We're at 900 subscribers here on CGTV now. We're growing so fast as a group that we're running into growing pains. Growing pains, too many Discords. Growing pains, too many Crap Strategies channels. Growing pains, meetups everywhere. Growing pains, of who's going live. It's good. These are good problems to have. And luckily we have people that want to solve them. So all of us together will group up, we'll figure out how to get through it all. So there's that. All right, so Great Craps, Leon got it done. I'm gonna tell you who else got it done. Who else got it done this weekend is the Hawks. I gotta get football talking. The Hawks got it done. The Birds got it done. Birds number one seed in the NFL, NFC. The Hawks, right, beat the Rams at home to give themselves a shot. Who really got it done though was my boys in blue, the Lions. Thank you for your help. We appreciate that. I'm kind of joking a little bit here, right? But the Lions played freaking. I'm sorry, and Joe, I'm so sorry. I know you're a huge Packers fan. The Lions played an amazing game, and if you're into football at all and you haven't yet done it, watch the Lions on HBO. Right, the hard knocks of the Lions. Fantastic. You can't not root for that team once you watch them and their coach. That dude's awesome. Campbell's great. That was a great series this year. So yeah, the Lions are awesome. They did it, and all the right teams got it done. The Birds, the Hawks, the Lions. Now, who's not going to get it done, I think, is the Niners. Hawks are coming into San Fran or Santa Clara. Not even in your own damn city, you guys play. Coming in to kick your ass next week. So we will see the Hawks beat the Niners in San Fran. And if they don't beat them, I'll owe Jen something. I'll have to sing or something. But we're beating the Niners. No. Yeah, you guys are done. Nice season. The rookie quarterback's cute and all that kind of stuff. And McCaffrey can run. We're taking you out. That's it. You heard it here first. Bet the Hawks this week. Bet the Hawks. All right, that's it. All right. I'm starting something new. And I missed a person here, so my bad here. I'm going to go ahead and edit this. I was thinking about it this morning. I'm like, I forgot somebody. So give me a second here to add my boy, Ed, and I'm going to talk to you about this. I don't know what we're going to do here, how to make this thing work, but here's my thought. I want to recognize folks that are busting their asses. So I have this thing called the Hard Hat Award. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I might just buy a hard hat and mail it to the winner here. And so for January 2023, I want y'all to think about this, and I'll put a poll out on the Casino Gaming TV Discord, maybe out here in chat every day. Vote for or nominate somebody else that is the Hard Hat Award winner for the month. And there's a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I should put Joe on here too, because Joe's busting his ever-loving ass, and so is Waylon. But here's the folks that came to my mind. And this my first thought of this idea. Big AZ, I recorded with him yesterday. He's doing a new challenge, which I'm not going to divulge what the challenge is, but he's got like 100 million members. Like everybody's a member of Big AZ's channel. If you're a member of Big AZ, which you should be, it's only like $5 a month to be a basic member. If you're a member of his channel, you get to do these challenges all the time. He calls you in, you go on Zoom. He rolls out like a 2-shooter thing with a special rule, and you do it with him. And he's great. It's 5 minutes chatting with him. You play the thing. He did challenges all weekend. Like he literally filmed a challenge with every one of his subscribers, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, all day. Like he gave his whole weekend up to filming with us. Like that's ridiculous. Man, you are like, people think I put a lot of time into this. He puts a lot of time into it. And then I got to thinking, wow. He's like the blue collar Philly hard hat guy, right? And then you start thinking about Jeff. Jeff's going live 2 times a day. It seems like he's got the press the card thing going on. He's busting it. He's making Crapsy a thing. Jeff's kicking ass. Vince goes live 1,000,000 times a freaking day. I mean, I think Vince, goes and has a cup of coffee, or I'm not even sure if Vince had caffeine, it might be dangerous, but Vince does something. Goes live, does something else, 1,000,000, he's on all the time, right? Alfredo is live all the time, busting his ass with these lives. George, morning and night, shooting the dice. Morning and night, the most transparent dice shooter out there. And Ed Robinson not only does the lives and his regular shows, but you don't know this probably, behind the scenes, right? He's given dice lessons to people, no charge, just, hey, set up your cameras, bring me in, I'll help you out. Goodness of his heart, right? That's a huge dude. It's amazing, right? And I know that Joe from Craftsmaster should be on here too, because he's doing that daily series pretty much, right? So there's a lot of stuff that's going on every single day. And I'll tell you, and I'm not going to tell your secret, but there's another person out here who I know has filmed like 50 videos in advance to get ready to have things coming out. People are busting their butts, putting content out for this community and doing lives. So I think we should call them out. So I'm going to go buy me a hard hat. I'm going to go to the store. I'll go to the uniform supply store, and I'm going to buy a hard hat. And whoever wins the hard hat, I'm mailing it to you. And you got to put it on your table and have the hard hat visible for the month. And we'll have you send it to the next person that we vote for. But here's my initial set of nominees for January. If you think somebody should be nominated, put them in there. Put them in there, and we'll add them to the hard hat list. Then we'll vote on it. As a group, we'll vote on it, and we'll pass that thing out. I think it's it's cool how much is going on. This kind of ties into the need for a calendar because there's so much shit happening. This, I think, is a cool thing. So if I miss somebody, you tell me, I'll add them to the list, and we'll start getting a vote out. And we'll change it up every month. We'll just keep changing it every month. So there we go. That's my new thing for us to start doing. So think about it. Poll coming, and we'll do the poll every day. I'll do like a running total kind of thing, and that's going to be it. Nemo, I'm too small to be nominated. But you're busting your ass too, though, right? You're giving us content behind the scenes, right? Nemo's been emailing, calling, texting, Discording everybody else too. He's also putting in a lot of time. Anybody could win this award. This is a time, effort, energy, dedication to the community award. And it's just like, I thought of it because Big AZ is doing yeoman's work and nobody knows it. Like you see him live every night. You know, he's having fun and doing his thing. You don't know what he's doing behind the scenes, the hours that he's putting in that nobody sees. He's getting his knuckles dirty every day. That's what I thought of it, but I think everybody else fits that same bill. All these guys fit the same bill. They're just getting their hands dirty, and it's for all of us every day. So you guys are crushing it. So there's that. That's the one new thing that I thought we had to talk about. All right, what's next here? What is next? Today's topic. Now I got a hard stop here in about 20 minutes. I got to teach at 9:45 or 8:45. So let's quickly talk about exposure. And this is, I think, an important thing for us all to get our heads wrapped around. Exposure comes to you in a number of ways. And we've talked about this before, but I want to reiterate the thing. Number one, right? The number one exposure is the danger zone. What numbers beat you? And not every strategy is the 7 beats you. Like today I was playing the Wayland's Mind strategy and I've got money in the field. Well, when you're in the field, the 5, 6, 8, and 7 beat you. So you're exposed to more things than the person betting in the box. So you got to know when you're making a strategy, all the combinations of things that beat you. Don't forget to like embrace or know or account for the danger zone for you. I think the money, it comes to you in two ways, right? You're exposed in money with like how much is on the felt, right? What are you going to lose when the bad number comes? Whenever one of those danger zone numbers comes, how much are you going to lose? That's part of it. The second level of that, though, is how much of that came from your rack, right? So for example, today, when I was at level 1 in the Wayland's Mind strategy, I had $400 out there. It's a lot of money. $400 would be dollars on the felt. My bankroll was 5,000. So $400 is about 9.5%, whatever it is, of that bankroll. That's okay. Like, 9-10% of your bankroll on the felt is fine. However, when I bumped up to level 5 and I had 2K out there, now I'm getting closer to 40% of my bankroll being exposed, depending if I was up or down. So think about that. Money on the felt is one part of it. Money on the felt relative to what you had in your rack is the second piece of that. So you can be exposed for what seems like a lot of money on the felt, but if it's only a small part of your bankroll, you're fine. It could be a small amount on the felt, but it's also a big amount of your bankroll. If you're short stacking it and you have half of your stack out there, that's a huge amount of exposure. So think about that, right? And the last thing is time. And I think personally, I optimize for time more than anything else. I have come to learn over the many, many, many years I've been playing this game, the bad number, whatever the bad number is for you. Again, if you're an adult player, your exposure changes. Your exposure goes from the 7 and the 11 and it changes to the point, right? Your exposure shifts during the roll. But I have found that time is your enemy. Time is the number one enemy in this game. Too long out there on your bets, too long out there as a player. So you see too many shooters to win, you're gonna get beat. The casino wins over time. If you need too many hits in a roll to get even, iron cross. If you play the iron cross and you same bet it, right? You need 5 hits to get even. That's too much time. You're exposed to your danger zone for too long with too much money. It's a trifecta of bad strategies. You got to play it differently than written to make it work. So with that said, Victor has been talking about in Discord, I'm not sure if you all have been reading this, but he's been talking a little bit about, and we got into like kind of a compare and contrast sort of thing between, is it better, and I think I had this with Dice DJ once too, is it better to play the 6 and the 8 or 160 across, right? Because one of them, more money out there, right? Money on the felt is bigger, but your time would be shorter. And again, on the assumption is one hitting down. Okay, one hit and out. 160 across, you have a higher probability of winning, but if you lose the whole thing. The 6 and 8, your exposure is smaller in terms of money. However, your time that you're going to experience risk, you'll experience risk more often and for longer periods with the 6 and 8. Right? Now, I set up a test on WinCraps, which I cannot get to work right now. I'm going to work on it today. I've got these two computers kind of wired together, and I can share the screen from one, which is what I show you normally. But for some reason, it's going so slow that when I run my rolls, it's like it takes 10 minutes to run 1,000 rolls. I'll figure that out. I'm going to give you the answers here, though. Okay. If you do this with this scenario, right? One hitting down, $35 per win. You got to set it up so that everything wins about the same. Okay, so you're 160 across, where everything wins $35. 4 and 10 are excluded, and you do a $30 6 and 8. So again, you're winning $35. It's the same win goal per event, but the level of risk is different. I think that's important. I think Victor said, what if you put 96 across and 96 on the 6 and 8? So the exposure financially is the same, and that's an invalid experiment. Okay, you could do it, and I will do it so you can see, because that's measuring profit levels, right? Because you could adjust that, but then it's I don't know. I think we can do both ways. I think if you do it at the same dollar level, 6 and 8 versus what's across, that's one way. However, the across bet 1 and down, you're making such little money relative to the 6 and 8. So we can do it both ways. What I wanted to test first, and I wanted to prove this out, and here's what the numbers are, and you can see this here on screen. When you're going 160 across, you got a 24-6 advantage. 6 ways to lose, 24 ways to win. Field doesn't count, or the horn doesn't count. When I ran this, and what I did is I ran this with my rolls. I used my 3,000 controlled throws, my 3,000 random rolls from here. So you have 6,000 total rolls. We won 79 point whatever percent of the time. So we had, of all the decisions, we had 737 wins out of 932 attempts, which is pretty good. 80% of the time, which is what you'd expect, you win. You get your one hit and you can turn your bets off, which is nice. When you're crafting a strategy that's a one hit and down, think about Dylan, skill and luck, working on the unicorn. His unicorn strategy is a don't pass with a hedge, and then you're out across with that one place covered by the don't pass, right? It's a one-hit strategy. This is the thing we're looking for. How often can we expect it to win? About 80% of the time, you get your one hit and come down. Now, I didn't shift this thing to have a shifting point, because the point becomes his danger zone, but you get the idea, right? About 80% of the time you make it, which is good. If you're gonna go 640 across, one hit and down, so you can play 160 or you can play 110 inside, 80% of the time you're gonna get it, which is nice. And it doesn't tell the whole story, because 20% of the time, yeah, you'll lose the 640, which sucks. It doesn't mean that you're gonna be 640 across, you lose, or if you win the 140 on that, you're done. It means 140 turns into 110, and then you have opportunity to grow the 110 to cover your other losses. So there's a story to be told in that. The 6 and the 8, you have a 10-6 advantage. 10 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. That one, when I ran it in WinCraps against my rolls, won 61% of the time. There were 857 decisions there. We won 530. Look at the dollars difference, right? So going across at the same win level, right? We won 25,800. We lost 31,000. So there's a 17% delta. On the 6 and 8, we won 18,500, lost 19,620 for a delta of 6%. Both of them lost, right? You're seeing the difference there. That's the house edge difference. That's, you lose more money less frequently, and you start seeing some of the differences in here of how those things play out financially. Now, I'm going to run this again with the higher levels. We're going to go 96 across next time instead of 160, and I'm going to go 96 on the 6 and 8. We're going to split the difference there. I'll go 48 and 48 on the 6 and 8, and we'll do 160 across, and we'll do the same comparison with more relative dollar amounts, and we'll see how that changes things. So I couldn't get it run this morning because the computer wouldn't cooperate, so I can't run that secondary one. I'll show it to you tomorrow. Hopefully I can get the thing fixed, and tomorrow we can get it done. But that's a look at it. This is what I expected to see. Right? You expect 160 across to win more often but lose more money because you have more out there. You expect 6 and 8 to lose less often or lose more often than the 160, but lose less money. That's the equivalent of that right there. What's the right way to play? There's no answer to this, right? I look at it like this, and let's actually go to the table. Let me switch over to the table view because I want to talk about. Oh wow, it's really dark. The differences in purpose here, okay? And I think this is what some people, and I'll put Victor and Greg from 555 into this mix, okay? Consider this as the reason to play one versus the other as this. Victor's saying, I'm going to go ahead and play my line bet, but he's playing these two here because of low house edge, one hit and down kind of thing. And that's his play. He's going to play till he gets a hit and go down. The person, and that's it, right? $35 here, a little bit on the pass line, and you're done and out. The person playing the across bet most likely is not just playing the across bet. The person playing the across bet has got some kind of goal in mind to go along with it. In other words, you're going to play a big across bet and then regress down and play something different with the winnings, right? That's an idea. You might do that. You might get, let's just get something, a 5, right? A 5 pays $35. Your goal might be to do this and come down right away and join this person with a 6 and 8 bet, but at $18 each, right? Take that one hit, transform it to something, and be able to play along, right? That might be your goal. So I think when you're evaluating across versus the two easy ones, I think it comes down to your goal. What are you trying to do strategy-wise? Are you trying to just collect in here? Are you trying to just collect in here? Or are you trying to turn this into something else? Right, so think about that. Let's roll for a little bit and just get a sense. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my black and white lammers. I'm going to put them here, the blacks and the whites, and we're just going to mark. I'll put them right here in front of us. I'm going to mark them near the boxes. I'll put them like behind or something. How many times these bets win and how many times they lose. We'll get a little sense in real time here from some actual rolls of the frequency of loss and winning as these things play out. So here we go. I'm just going to roll some random dice here, and I'll slide. Just trust me on the numbers that I roll. And of course, right, 617. So they both lose one time. I'll put the numbers. Let's see. Can you see this? I'll put them here, and I'll put these up here. So put the blacks in the front in this area here. Actually, I put it. Yeah, there's fine. So you can see them. Here we go. There's a midnight. Actually, you know what? Let's work the puck. Let's make that first 7 not count because we're not working yet. So we had a 7, a 12, an 11. Typical Randy. Another freaking 7. Come on, dude. Can we just get a number? There we go. There's a 10. All right, now we have a point. Now we'll play it out and see what happens. How often can I get one hitting down or one hitting down? That's all we're going to check for. There's a 5. All right, so the first player here gets their one hitting down. We'll go ahead and do the off and on thing. So he's going to go off, and that's a win. That's a win for this group. I'll put them over here. This guy here is still on. There's a 9. We're going to ignore. If it's not a 6 or an 8, there's a 5. Again, if you bet across for the purposes of transitioning, you've transitioned and maybe made a hit or two there. There's a 10. Boy, oh boy. There's another 5. Wow, it's 5 hits across after the first one. And there's an 8. Cool. They both got it. So he's off. And they have a win. Put the win back there. Sweet. Let's roll to a 7, and then we'll start over again. But did you feel that time lag? Like this guy here got a hit on the very first roll. This guy back here on the backside, he waited like 7 or 8 rolls. That time exposure is brutal back here. Okay, we're off with the puck. Let's catch a new point. The new point's going to be a 9. Again, the point doesn't matter so much. We'll both be on. And again, one hitting down. Hopefully we get a 6 and they both win. That'd be nice. We do. They both win. On the first one, that's fantastic, right? Bam. Turn them off. We'll mark them both as a win. Roll for a 7. Or a 9, either way. And we're just going to do every new point. We'll get a sense. And again, this is not a scientific test by any means. I think the Craftsman did the same thing a few weeks back, but it's good to see it, I think, in real time. There's your 7. New point's going to be a hard 10 on the end. Let's go. One hitting down. They're both are going to be working. It's going to be a midnight. Again, time is the enemy. Time. Wow. Midnight and a 3. Who's scared? Who knows what's coming next, right? All those horn numbers. Look at that. Another one. Holy crap. There's a midnight. Come on. There's a 9. Okay, so, wow. It took us 4 rolls. Too much time out here. Too much time. But it's a win. Now this guy up here's got to fight a little harder. He's got to wait. Time. There's an 8. I'm rolling perfect today. These guys are loving me right now. Boom. Boom. Everybody's off. So far, my experiment is stupid. They're all making money. Everybody's made it. One roll ahead of the big monkey. Look at that. All right, here we go. Coming out, 7. No matter. I should be logging these rolls in the roll tracker just so we have them. There's another 10. 6, 4. Everybody's on for as long as it takes. 6. We did it again. First roll. Look at that. No time. No time exposure. There's a win. We're both 4 for 4. That's awesome. What a great science experiment this is. This is no advantage anywhere. There's a 9. There's a 5. There she is. There's old fat Johnny. Okay, here we go. Puck is off. Catch a new point. Another 10 is the point. Has the point been 10 like 3 times in a row? Fantastic. Here we go. We're all on. Everybody's on. Let's see a difference. Let's see a difference. An 8. Nope. Everybody's going to win again. Look at me. Look at me making the point for, I guess, no point. It doesn't really matter. What a great right side rollout this is. Here's a 10. That's the point being hit. Cool. Cool. We can get right back to it again. Let's catch a new one. 5. All right, points 5. It's been a while since we've seen Big Red. Both these guys should be pretty scared right now. Here we go. 6 again. Boy, oh boy. First roll every time. Just making the money. Just making the money. There's the point being hit. There's a 5 right away. Let's catch a new one. No losses yet. Can you believe it? 4, 2, 6. 4, 2, 6. There's a 5. Okay, that's something different. Different little result. So this guy here catches a win. He's off. He's on still. Sorry, I didn't change the lammers there. There's a 9. So now he's fighting time that he's not fighting. At least we can see a difference in that for the first time in a while. And there's an 8. So he gets it. He beats Father Time and gets it. Everybody's winning every time. I'm going to put all the whites back because there's no difference. So far, we're good. Let's get a 7 or a 5, and then we'll restart it. How funny. The experiment shows these two doing there's a 7, the exact same work because you're a shooter. Here we go. Catch a new point. Hard 4. All right, there's your 4. Let's turn them on. I'm going to put these out here. All right, here we go. 3, 5, 8 again. Oh my God, they're both just doing it every single time. All right, they're both off. They both would have won. Unbelievable that I'm doing this. Another 8. one thing I got to show you too when we get done here is the house edge on this. You won't believe the house edge on that. There's a 7. There's a 7. Puck is off. Let's come back out. Let's catch a new one. Maybe we'll have something different happen for once. 4, 2, 6. All right. Something should happen. Nope, another one. God. They're both off. They both won. Unbelievable. I can't get either one of these guys to lose a bet. There's an 8. Hysterical. Another 8. There's a 3. Wow. Another 8. Is that 4 8s? Yeah, I think it's 4 8s. There's that 1% chance that ever happened. There's a 5. 3, 2. There's a 9. 6, 3, 9. Wow. There's a 5. A 3 and a 2. Ace, deuce. Look at the roll here you're getting. 6. There's the point. Okay, that's the point being hit. 6. I want one of these guys to lose once so we can see if they ever catch back up. 6. All right, there's a new point. Here we go. They're both on. 4. Okay, so this guy wins up front here. And there's a 7. Finally, something happened. Okay, so there's one win, and we finally have the first delta is right there. The first difference in these two has happened. The interesting thing, though, this guy here hung tight the entire time. Like, what, 7 or 8 rolls we had, or 9 or whatever it was in a row where we won our one hitting down. That's pretty cool to see that the 6 and 8 is strong. Like, they're strong numbers, and they showed that in that early run there. But now this person's down. They're going to have to win a couple extra ones to take the lead over this guy here, who's got kind of one in the bag. So that's what you're looking for. See how many of these we have. When this guy gets a black chip, that recovery time is so much more, right? There's an 8 for the point. And think about that. He probably won, what, 7 or 8 times up in here? Probably more. There was probably 7 wins before I took the stack down. Probably 9 wins for each guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bets go down on a loss, though. So he won 9 times. He gets 1 loss, right? His win total, his net win becomes 3. You see that? This guy here won 9 times, 2. He had 1 loss. His net win total is 7. If you think about it. So all those wins mattered because the 1 loss only takes 2 of his winning chips away. Here, 1 of his losses takes 6 of those winning chips away. So when you set it up that way, that's the way you have to look at this. Here we go. Let's come out again. New point's going to again be a 6. We're all on. Avoid the PSO. Wow. Jumped up over the thing. There's a 4. There's a 1. So there's a win, and he's off. Again, fighting time back here. 1, 2, 3. I gotta check the clock here, make sure I'm not late for my class. I got another 2 minutes to go here, and then I can wrap it up. There's a 6. He wins. Okay, so he gets back 1 of the 2 losses back there, of the 2 units in loss. Let's do one more resolution, and then we'll call it 6, 4, 10. They're both going to be back on. 6. All right, so he's back to even again. So, yeah, this guy here is still raking it in. He hasn't lost yet. This guy back here with that second win, those 2 wins negate the 1 loss. So it's 2 wins per loss. Here, it's 6 wins per loss. Think of it that way as you're tracking this. I think it's good. Again, go to your own table and track this. Do just what I'm doing here and get a sense of how often are you winning or losing up here. And again, you need 6 wins to negate a loss. Here you need 2. So that's the biggest difference, right? It's like you win this so much more often, but the losses are so much more catastrophic. So the 80% of times you win, this is a good transitional strategy, not a good go-to-it strategy. This here, you can ride this out. And again, it just takes 2 wins to negate what you went down by. Can't forget that. Can't forget that. The basics of life there is an important thing. All right, let's go here. I'm going to send you a link too, by the way. Let's do this. Let me go and bring this over here. And I'll send you a link to it in case you want to read it. Give me a second here to get myself caught up. I'm going to send you all this. Boom, boom. There you go. All right, let's zoom in. Oh, I'm not showing you the screen. Hello. Here, this is a page from Wizard of Odds. Okay, this is Wizard of Odds. I sent the link to you in chat right there if you want to look at it. This question here called, this is from me. This is in response to discussions we had a few weeks back looking at the unicorn. And I'm like, dude, what's the house edge on the unicorn? If I go 160 across for one hit and down to try and set myself up for phase 2 of a strategy, what's the house edge on that? So Shackelford did all of it. This is the one roll analysis, just one roll only to get, if you play everything, the whole deal, you're at like a 0.69% house edge, which is low. That's lower than the past line with odds. For one significant roll, which is what we just did here, 6 and 8 versus the across bet for one significant roll. Either you win or you lose, right? The house edge on this right here, let me zoom in, is 0.83%. 0.83%. So less than 1% house edge on the across bet that we just did to get one hit and down. That's pretty good. If you just did that over the course of your life, 160 across forever, you're going to give up, less than $1 per 100. That's not terrible. So then he gives you, if you wait until every bet resolves, it's a whole different thing. And here's the calculus behind all that. So there's if you want to run the calculation, there's your calculation for it if you want to run it yourself. So that's it. This is I got to run here. I'm actually fine until 9 o'clock. I say 8:45, so I give myself buffer. So anyway, there's your Wizard of Odds house edge calculation for this particular thing. It's less than 1% to go across for one significant result. That's the one significant roll. 7 or you win. So there it is, 6 and 8, right? 0.3% house edge on each of those bets. That's really cool for one significant result. So there it is. I think that's pretty cool. So learn from that. We'll do more tomorrow. I'll show you these things in WinCraps. I'll get my computer working. I'll show you like 10,000 rolls in WinCraps tomorrow. That's my goal. Oh, there's that stupid light again. But yeah, I'll show you how that works over the course of many thousands of rolls versus this tiny little experiment that we did here today. But that's it, guys. I'm going to nominate somebody else. I can put somebody else in the list. And as our team grows, more people in the list, and that hat can kind of travel around. I'm going to go buy one today. I'm going to go out there today and buy one, and I'll show it to you tomorrow morning. So there's that. Anyway, happy Monday. I'll see you for practice later on. I'm sure Jeff's going live at some point today. I'm sure Alfredo's going live at some point today. I'll see you out there. Hopefully play some Crapsy with you all, and you have a great day. God bless every one of you, and see you in the next one. Bye.